Hi guys, what's up? Just got another video, an interesting one. This person is talking about the Black Lives Matter, the thing that she's perceiving in US, how they view the black people, how they want to victimize black people. And if I have to be honest, I've never been a part of that. I've had my issues back in the day that I did consider myself a victim. But the more I grow, the more I learn from people, I start realizing that, hey, these things happen to almost every culture. Just because they judge you in the beginning, that doesn't mean they judge you forever. It's like a shit test. And if you handle that correctly, usually it will not bother you again.
I'm a black woman. I'm a black woman in America, and I can honestly say, I can genuinely say that I have never felt oppressed. I've never felt less than. I've never felt like I couldn't do something that the white man could do. I've never felt victimized by white people. Never in my life have I felt this way. And so now we have a culture, we have a society that is promulgating to black people that the complete opposite. You are oppressed. You are less than. You are victimized by white people. You are not privileged. And no matter how hard you work, you'll never be able to achieve what white people have achieved. That's what we have as a society. We have a society, we have mainstream media, we have entertainment telling black people this today. This is the most racist idea, the most racist dogma that we could perpetuate to blacks, and yet people are receiving it with joy. People are, yes, that's so true.
It's so easy to accept that because it removes so much of the accountability that you're supposed to do by yourself. I mean, I'm not saying that certain people are in a worse situation, but you can't go forward if you're not accountable for a specific stuff because you're like, well, the white people did that, so that's why I'm stuck in this position. The moment I disconnect from that whole situation, do you know what those people say to me? Like, oh, you're not held back? Oh, so you're one of them, right? When I heard them, I was like, you dumb hypocrite. Why would you even say that? Because I joined them? So now you're my enemy? Nah, man.
Love the people that tell them that they're oppressed. It's the craziest thing to me because I'm here and I'm telling you, if you're black and you're watching this, I'm telling you, you are not oppressed. You are not oppressed. There's nothing keeping you from achieving what you want to achieve. There is nothing that is hindering you from achieving immense success. And guys, I am the Uncle Tom. I am the coon. I am the racist one. I'm the white supremacist because I'm telling you that your skin color does not dictate where you will end up in life. I'm the crazy one. But I'm the one who actually cares. These civil rights activists and these social justice warriors, they are lying to you. They are lying to your face and telling you that the police is out to get you. They are lying to your face and telling you that racism and systemic oppression is the reason why black people are doing well in this country. They are lying to your face so that they can make a profit.
All the jobs in Barcelona that I got, I use through my advantage. By being funny, the black guy that's quite chill, that's very positive, adaptable, and use your quality to go into the business. Adapt. Try to impress people. Try to talk them through. I remember when somebody denied me a job and I was kind of angry. It says, look, man, you don't have to be angry at me because honestly, you suck at job interview. That happened in Holland. But he told me, I'm going to help you. Next time, tell me exactly what you can do correctly. I said, what do you mean what I can do correctly? What are you good at? I don't know. What do you mean? He said, what are you good at? I said, I can cook, I can dance, I can make funny jokes. He says, yes, tell me more. And I kept telling me a bunch of stuff. I said, well, next time when you go to a meeting, use all those qualities on your CV and go to the meeting. Don't go with bullcrap on the meeting because I can see right here everything that you have written, you can't perform it. Don't bullshit me. Go do your study and come back like a boss. And I remember by being so strict and direct in my face, that dude helped me so much. Just because somebody wants to educate you and change you, it doesn't mean that he doesn't accept you. He's just saying that, hey man, your material, it's not working here. You need to adapt it for the better. The fact that you can hold yourself back and blame others for it is the loophole of that. And you guys know I don't like loophole of that because it's continuing suffering forever.
A lucrative industry, okay? The NAACP, the BLM, Patrice Cullors, all those people, do you know how much money they're raking in from exploiting your sensitivities and your emotions, you know how much money these people are raking in. I'm talking about millions, billions of dollars by lying to you. These people are lying to you. They're telling you that the police is the biggest threat to the black life. Let me tell you something. In 2019, the police accounted for 0.00005% of black deaths in 2019. I'm going to say it again. 0.00005% of the black deaths in 2019. 235 blacks were killed by police in 2019. Only 12, and 12 of those were only 12 of those were unarmed. The rest of them were armed. The rest of them were dangerous. The rest of them posed a severe threat to society. But yet and still, we have people who are burning down the country. We have people who are looting Apple stores. I don't know how looting an Apple store has anything to do with civil rights, but, you know, whatever. We have people who are doing these different things because they believe that police brutality is an immense threat to black people. Let me tell you something. These communities, these urban communities, most crimes in America occur in African American neighborhoods. You wonder why the police are heavily deployed to these areas. This is why. This is why. These people, we need the police in these areas. We need the police there. And you guys are out here protesting and saying we need to get rid of the police. We need to get rid of that. Let me tell you something. The black death rates are going to skyrocket if we get rid of the police. Because oh my God, it's just so much. I'm all over the place. But these people, what I'm trying to let you know is that these people are lying to you. The police there's no epidemic of police brutality in this country. You don't believe me? You can read all the books, you can do all the research, and you will find that this is the case. The police engage in over 50 million interactions with the public, 10 million arrests a year, and only 1,000 people are killed a year by police, most of which are armed or otherwise dangerous. Where's the epidemic in that? The police are trained and authorized to use deadly force in certain situations. They are trained and authorized to do so. Please explain to me where the epidemic is. These people are lying to you. They are lying to you so that they can make a profit. Over 200,000 deaths a year are caused because of medical errors. Why aren't people burning down hospitals? What? Is there an epidemic of medical brutality? Why? I'm trying to understand.
I mean, I don't have the numbers, but if what she is saying is right, it makes sense. I do know that police usually profile specific people more than others, but then again, why do you have specific guns? Why are you using drugs? And that's the problem that I have. I don't mind people profiling me. That's me. Why? Because I know there's a lot of people that kinda look like me that makes it harder for them. Because I know that me myself, I judge people too. If I get bad experience with a specific type of person, yes, I'm gonna get worried. If a cop harasses me and he has a specific type of beard, for some reason my brain is gonna trigger if I ever see that beard with a cop, they might be in the same clan. That's what people do. But I just take the L because I know, you know what? If I just handle this correctly, I will have the rest of my day simple. You know? That's it. He's just doing his job. As long as it doesn't leave me with a weird ticket that's gonna be on a spreadsheet and it can affect my job in the future, hey man, stop me every day. I'm a friendly guy, I make a few jokes, life is Gucci. Some people find that annoying. I just say I don't mind that. Because I've seen assholes making it so bad for me in my own community. So, hey man, I'm not gonna snitch though, but you get my drift, right?
I don't need to understand because what I'm telling you is the truth. I don't even need to understand. What I'm telling you is the truth. This is the truth. And one thing about me, I want to know the truth. I don't care how many people are going one certain way or going this certain way and doing this certain thing. I don't care. What I want to know is the truth. So I'm going to research. I'm going to test. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that that thing is the truth. And if it's not, I'm going to get up in front of everybody. I don't care how many people. I don't care if I'm in a room full of people who vehemently disagree with me. I'm going to speak the truth. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. So that's police brutality. It's not an epidemic. It's no epidemic to black people concerning police brutality. You know what the real epidemic is? The real epidemic is the number of black people who are killed by other black people. That is the real epidemic. It's the number one cause of death for blacks ages 1 to 44. Homicide. Most of these black people are killed by other blacks. That is an epidemic. And you claim to care about black lives, but you have nothing to say about that? You are a liar.
I mean, there are certain neighborhoods that I have to be careful when I go around, right? When I go pin money, I don't look behind me for specific white people. At least on my country, at least in Holland, Amsterdam. I'm not saying there aren't people white that can rob me, but just, hey guys, I'm not joking. The probability that it might happen, or if it would happen, is so low. Of course, if I'm in Spain, I go to a white neighborhood or something, yes, of course, they're gonna be white. But the style of dressing, the style of acting, I can guarantee you it can be a specific type. It's not that they're racism or something, it's just that people are weird and sadly, they like the same way of thinking. It might be because that clothes is cheaper to buy in that neighborhood. And that's how we judge stuff. That's how we survive. Like back in the day in India, do you think if they saw a spotted orange thing between the plants, they're gonna be like, "Ah, it's a mouth of a duck. It might be a duck. Don't worry about it. It's not a tiger." No, people are gonna act on what they don't like the most. It's a natural way of reaction. That's it. It's not racism. If they might think it, then I'm just gonna be like, "Hey man, I'm a duck. What's up, dude? Quack quack." It's the way you handle yourself. Is it fair? No, I don't find it fair. But guess what? I love my life. And the only reason I can find that annoying and it can make me angry is when I clearly see a police handle a person that you can see he might have some mental disabilities. And if I know somebody with some disability, I always make sure to teach them, guide them so they don't come in certain situation, or at least so people can identify them that they might have some disability. I don't know, like a card, something like that.
I'm so passionate about this. I'm so passionate about this because I really care. I really care. I really want to see change in the black community. But I know that it's not going to come through, okay, getting rid of all the white supremacists, that's what's going to help. No, it's not. If we got rid of all the white supremacists, if we got rid of all the white racists, and I'm going to even go as far as to say, if we gave every black person $1 million, nothing would change. Nothing would change. Absolutely nothing. Because we have a toxic culture. We have a toxic culture. We have a culture that tells women that your worth is in how you can perform in the bedroom. Your worth is in how much clothes you can take off. That is where your worth is at. We have a culture that tells young men, oh yeah, you need to sell drugs. Oh yeah, you need to hop from this house to that house. The number of women you have sex with is how great you are. That is what our culture. We have a culture that encourages the dislike of authority, gang life, drugs, promiscuity. And you think that this is going to be conducive to success?
I never liked that. I never played by those rules. That's why I never made any baby. I never done all those weird stuff. And you know what they called me? You're a faggot. That's what they called me. I'm not a real man. People always ask me, why didn't you date the black girls? I wasn't the prime example. You know what? I was not even an average. I was maybe like a 4 or a 5, Because even maybe I had a specific body that certain people like, well, you don't look that bad, but it's also your attitude. I wasn't secure about myself. And they just disliked me. And I didn't have a bunch of girls. I didn't kiss a bunch of girls. So no, I didn't have the karma points. And I just hated that society. That's why the girl that I'm dating right now is totally different than any person from Holland or my native country. Because I vibe with a different moral status. Let's just say that.
You think this is going to be conducive to being able to compete economically in this country? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We have an epidemic, we have a toxic culture, we have an epidemic of fatherlessness. Two-thirds black children are growing up without a father in the home, and for black children in poverty, 4/5. 4/5.
That is something that I totally hate. If you're making babies, I just don't respect you. Pull out? I don't respect you. Having a baby and have people pay for you or make the government pay? No, I don't want to pay my taxes because you want to have some fun without being responsible. Or you wanted to have a guy because you're so lonely and you're poor, you're going to have fun and you put you in a gangster situation. That's selfish. What about that baby? Just because you survived it, you go, you know what? I'm going to give the next generation the same thing because I survived and he has to be happy because I'm going to take care of him. Are you freaking kidding me? If the baby had a choice, I bet a bunch of baby would be like, nah, man, I don't want this. I don't want to live in gangster poverty without my father in my home because a lot of people suffer because of that. And the argument that says, yeah, just because you have a father, life ain't good. Yes, that is true. But I think you should at least work hard to have both of them so both can live a stable life and not that you're going to live a suffering life. You cannot bring the joy. I mean, the thing that I give to my kids is so amazing. That some people like, damn, I wish I had a dedicated father the way I am dedicated to my two sons and my wife. We work hard to give them an amazing life. When people are always pointing finger and they don't look back at themselves, it pisses me off. How can I find a job with one eye with all those weird gangster stuff in Holland when supposedly there were white supremacy and I had my issue back in the day? I did hate Dutch people. I thought there was racism. But dude, I had to finish my school. Or I would have humongous debt. And I just plowed through. I said, I need to finish this thing. No baby mamas.
As you already know, growing up without a father in the home has every negative social consequence tethered to it. You're more likely to commit drugs. Commit drugs. You're more likely to commit suicide. More likely to do drugs. More likely to drop out of school. More likely to commit crimes. Every negative social consequence is tethered to that. Okay, we need to bring fathers back in the home, but no one has anything to say about that. No one cares. It's all the white man's fault. And not only that, I've even had people, even when you say these things, they can still find a way to skillfully tie it back to the white man. Well, the reason why, black fathers don't know how to be fathers is because of slavery, because of...
I think the only reason this is happening is the moment they started helping all these people with single motherhood, that if you have a baby, we're gonna help you with welfare and all those stuff. You made it easier to have a baby, because back in the day, if you had a baby, it was gangster. The amount of babies people made back in the day, it was so little. But when you normalized it that you can make a baby, survive, and everything Gucci and women empowerment, of course, we have to empower people that make specific decisions. But you made it normal. Well, look what's happening in UK. You can earn more money by having babies when you're not supposed to. And me working, for example, in UK, like I know certain people, for example, they earn more money than me. Does that make any sense? Make more baby, as if the government is like, you know what? I don't care about your money that you're making. I care about the taxes those babies are gonna bring in the future. Does that make any sense? They don't care about the family structure. They just care about the bling bling. Look, man, I can rant about this big times. I'm not saying that I don't want to help black people, but if you don't recognize the issue, and if you're always proud and you're ready to fight, when you make bad decision and you want to convince me that you were the right decision, nah man, no. I'm not gonna give you any points for that. The amount of suffering people suffer in a single parent house compared to kids with what I can give kids, compared to a single person, gee, raising two kids is hard already with my wife. Why the heck do you want to do it alone? And then feel lonely and try to find a partner too? Come on!
Slavery and how they were torn away from their families. As horrifying as that was, black children during slavery were more likely to grow up with two biological parents in the home. During slavery, as a matter of fact, there was a time when two-parent household rates, black two-parent household rates were outpacing whites. So that's not true. That's not true at all. It was until the 1960s, with the Great Society Act that was passed by Lyndon B. Johnson, that drastically turned things around. Whereas the marriage rates and two-parent household rates were going up for blacks, the 1960s, all the way down. Just goes all the way down. Because the Great Society Act has welfare initiatives that render women ineligible if a man is present. So what does that do? Well, that incentivizes men to abandon their moral responsibilities as fathers, and it's just a lot.
Told you.
Okay, so we had that. We have an epidemic of fatherlessness. Okay, we also have an epidemic of telling blacks that nope, nothing you do is your fault. Nope, everything is the white man's fault. Everything is the government's fault. Everything, where you are in life, it has nothing to do with you. We have a culture that encourages complaining and blaming other people and all these different things. No, you want to know why you are in the situation that you're in? Go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror. You are the reason for your shortcomings, and if you want to change your life, you can. Every day when you get up, you decide the kind of person that you're going to be. You decide whether or not you're going to do drugs. You decide whether or not you're going to sit on the street corner and bring in more destruction to the black community by selling drugs to these kids. You decide the kind of person that you're going to be. When you decide, hey, I don't want to live this life anymore. I don't want to risk death every time I'm sitting on that street corner selling drugs. I don't want to hop from house to house planting babies at this place and plant babies here. I want to go to college. I want to get a degree. I want to be something. You can do that.
And just so people don't start being quite gangster about this video, I can understand not everybody has the motivation. So I don't want to say it's going to be an easy ride. But the fact that the people that do have a voice, that do believe differently, and they want a different change when it was two-parent household was going up, I want that moment. The problem is nobody wants that moment. I think in all the cultures, it's only in black community you have black women fighting the black men so much. I'm not saying there are bad men there. I'm not saying that they go funky and make babies. I hate that too. Black men, educated, almost 2/3 or even less, but a lot, they date outside of their own race because they're tired. How many of these people, they grow big, rich and everything, they move out of their community. They can't stay there. They change their phone number.
This is America, and America isn't just a place. America is an idea. It's a place where you come because you believe that no matter what your skin color, no matter what your religion, no matter where you are in life, you can be something. You can be something, and you can. This is the place to do that. But another thing, we have a culture that's telling people that no, America sucks, America's terrible. Well, let me tell you something, if America's so terrible, why do we want to have our borders open? Why are there people from China and Mexico and everyone else trying to come here? Why? Why do we have the highest immigration rates? Please explain that to me, please.
That's a very good point. It's not the best place, but a lot of people know it has the most advantages. But there's a reason why everybody just goes there, because usually their own country kind of sucks more. That's actually kind of the gist about the video, what she's talking about. She talks about a few interesting points. Hope you guys can see what she was trying to show. I really liked it. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm a man that I actually need to guide my kids in the right direction. And it doesn't matter if they're white, black, or whatever. I think as long as you teach your kids accountability of their action and show them how it worked in your life and the results, I think you're doing a quite good job. Because a lot of kids these days, they don't have accountability. I'm seeing that also in the community of the Spanish people, they don't push their kids. They're like, you have to be safe. Everything is Gucci. You don't have to worry. Everything is not about the money. But then these kids, when they grow up, they blame everything why they cannot earn any money. I'm like, you haven't even tried. You don't even go take the sun a little to get a little skin color because no, it's too hot. I want to be inside with air conditioning. I'm like, wait, you're in freaking Spain. And this way they educate their kids, sadly also single parents, I see it happen more and more. The divorce rate in Spain also is humongously high. Literally all the kids' parents are separated. All my black friends that are here, most of them think the same in Spain. They are very careful. They wish they had both parents. And I just luckily had mine. But one passed away very soon. So it's a different way for me to experience that feeling. Because my mom left me sooner than I expected. It's different. So accountability, how the world works, it was really ingrained in my body that, hey, if you don't do the things correctly, there's not going to be a lot of reward in your life, you know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the video. Like, comment, and yeah, let's have a dialogue the usual way, you know. Keep me informed what you guys think about this. Peace.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put a fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, turloqueta, verdeta, welcome.